in our lesson today. This is the third lesson, algebra. Talk about adding and subtracting the rational numbers. The first exercise, find the following. He gave me third plus 2/5. How to add these two fractions? We can't, as a first, add both of them because they have different denominators, 3 and 5. At the first, we must change both of them to have the same denominators. So we must multiply 5 up and down here and multiply 3 up and down here to convert into two fractions have the same denominator, like that. Multiply third by 5 up and down here and multiply 2/5 by 3 up and down here. It will be the first one 5 over 15 plus 6 over 15. Bring 15 down and add 5 plus 6, it will be 11. But you must to be sure 11 over 15 in the simplest form by using your calculator, and 11 over 15 already in the simplest form. The same number 2, he asked me to add 2/3 to 1/4. As a first, I told you before, we must have the same denominator here. So what we can do as a first time, we must multiply 4 up and down here and multiply 3 up and down here to convert them into two fractions have the same denominator. 2 multiply 4 and 3 multiply 4 and 1 multiply 3, 4 multiply 3, it will be 8 over 12 plus 3 over 12. Figure down 12 and add 8 and 3, it will be 11 over 12. And 11 over 12 already in the simplest form. By the same way, in exercise 3, he gave me decimal 0.25 plus 4 over 5. How to add them, and we have here a decimal. As the first time, we must change this decimal into fraction form by using your calculator. Write 0.25 and just press equal, it will be converted into 1/4. And by doing the same steps, previous steps, change both denominator to be the same and find their sum, it will be 21 over 20. In number 4 here we have mixed 1½ minus 2/5. How to subtract them? As the first time, we must change this mixed into fraction form by using your calculator. It will be 3 over 2 minus 2 over 5. And by doing the previous steps to convert both denominator to be the same, the final answer it will be 11 over 10. Number 5 here, he gave me 5 over 8 minus 0.3 and there are a sign above 3. What's the meaning of this sign? I told you before that it means 0.33333 more times, and when we see the sign arrow, press equal, it will be changed into fraction third, then we can subtract both of them by doing the previous steps. It will be 7 over 12. Now here in 6, we have two problems. He wants subtract 2 and 1/4 from 3. We have here whole number and here mixed. As the first time, we must change this whole number to be in a fraction form by put 1 under the 3. It will be converted from whole number to be rational number. And by using your calculator, it change 2 and 1/4 to be 9 over 4. Now we can subtract them by doing the previous steps. The final answer, it will be 3/4. Now in this exercise, we're gonna talk about the properties of addition in the set of rational numbers. He gave me in first one 2 over 5 plus 2/3 equal space plus 2 over 5. And what about the name of this property? I think to find this space, the other side help us here. he write here 2 over 5 and 2 over 5 here, so this space it will be 2/3. And what about the name of this property? When we change the places of the number in rational number, the result it will be the same. That it means when we change their places, the result doesn't change, it will be commutative property. It will be commutative. Repeat with me, commutative. Commutative. And the second one, he gave me here 3 fraction, quarter plus third plus space, and he put brackets here and space, open brackets, third plus 3 quarter. And what's the name of this property? As a first, how to find this missing number? Yes, the other side will help us. Quarter, we haven't quarter here. Third here. So what about this number? It will be the same number, 3/4. And this space, it will be quarter. What's the name of this property when we have brackets? That it means we can't add all of them as a first time. When we add 3 fraction, we can add the first 2 fraction and add the result to the third one. Or we, in the other side, we can add the last 2 value and add the first one to the result. Both of them have the same result. So what about these brackets? What is the meaning of this property? It will be associative. Yes, repeat with me, associative. Commutative, associative. Commutative, associative. Commutative when we change the place of the numbers. Associative when we have brackets, as this exercise number 2. In exercise number 3, we have here half plus space equal half. So it's so easy. What the suitable number here? I think it's so easy. It will be 0. Yes, 0 here. And the rational number is called what? When we add any number to 0, it will be the same number. What's the name of this property? It will be additive identity. Number 4, 3/4 plus negative 3/4 equals what? We note here something, 3/4 and negative 3/4, both of them are opposite. Okay, so the result it will be 0. What about the name of this property? When both fractions give us 0, it means there are additive inverse. 3/4 is the inverse of negative 3/4, and the negative 3/4 is the inverse of 3/4. So their sum must be equal 0. This property is called additive inverse. Number 5, it's so easy. When we add any 2 fractions like 2/3 and 1/4, anyway, any result, it must be belongs to the set of rational number Q. What about the name of this property? It will be closed, or we can say closure. After we have finished the properties of additions, these only properties in the additions, okay, what about the name of all of them? Commutative, associative, additive identity, additive inverse, closed. Commutative, associative, additive identity, additive inverse, closed. Okay. Another exercise. He asked me the additive element in Q. Here the additive identity in Q. It will be equals what? Yes, I told you before it will be 0. Exercise number 2. The additive inverse of negative 3/8. It means we want to find the opposite of negative 3/8. It will be, yes, it will be equal 3/8. Number 3, the additive inverse of what is itself. It will be what? What is the number if we change its sign, have the same value? It will be 0. Number 4, if x here is unknown, plus 4 over 5, it will be 0. What about the value of x here? Because the result here, it will be 0, so x, it will be the opposite of 4 over 5 or the inverse of 4 over 5. It will be negative 4 over 5. Number 5, if x plus 2 over 5 equal 2 over 5, what about the value of x here? Yes, it will be 0. Okay, at the last there are note. The subtraction operation isn't commutative and associative in Q. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye in the next lesson.